Chapter 532. However, it was a pity that he did it the wrong way. That was the reason why this filial son was now regarded as a beast by everyone. After 2 whole days of fermentation, the death of Fujisuke, the chairman of Suki Pharma, had aroused a great deal of attention in China. Under the vigorous propaganda launched by Fuji's second son, Kwam, Yen suddenly became the chief culprit who had poisoned his own biological father to death in an attempt to take over his father's role as the chairman of Suki Pharma. At this time, the whole of China was scolding Yen, for they thought that he was actually the most unfilial son in China. People even nicknamed him the shame of China. At the same time, Kwam also increased the cash reward for his brother, Yan's head from 1 billion yuan to 3 billion yuan. He wanted to take over the position of the chairman of Suki Pharma as soon as possible. Therefore, he had no choice but to make sure that his brother died quickly, and he should never be allowed to return to China before he died. Kwam knew very well that his elder brother had never intended to kill their father. Even if he had wanted to, he would not have attempted to kill his father while he was still stuck abroad. If he was in China, he could take over the role of the chairman of Suki Pharma as soon as this tragedy happened. Therefore, Kwam could only assume that his brother was also a victim of this incident, and he was also suffering at this time. After all, Suki Pharma has already transferred $15 billion to Alex, and this was more than enough proof that Alex was actually the one behind this whole incident. However, if he did not push the blame onto his elder brother, then, as the eldest son, Yen would become the rightful heir to the throne. He would become the rightful chairman of Suki Pharma. If the second son wanted to counterattack and secure the position for himself, he would have no choice but to continue oppressing his brother. Because of this, Kwam could not wait for his brother to die in Oris Hill. If Yen was not given a chance to speak, his position as the chairman of Suki Pharma would be even more stable and secure. From his continuous increase in the cash reward and bounty for his brother's head, it was obvious that Kwam was very eager to kill Yen as soon as possible. Therefore, Alex sent a text message to Stephen, asking him to contact Kwam. Alex asked Stephen to demand $1 billion from Kwam in exchange for Yen. Otherwise, Alex would personally escort Yen back to China and help him to hold a press conference so that he could clarify the matter in person. If that happened, Yen would be able to openly compete with Kwam to become the successor of Suki Pharma. In truth, Alex's thinking was very simple. If Kwam truly wanted to become the chairman of Suki Pharma, he would have to cooperate with him. Otherwise, if Alex released Yen, the brothers would have to share Suki Pharma, and Kwam's loss would be far greater than just $1 billion. Stephen did not say anything and immediately got in touch with Kwam, relaying Alex's request to him. Kwam almost went crazy after listening to Stephen's words. $1 billion? Suki Pharma has already given Alex $15 billion for the prescription of the poison. The $15 billion incident was voluntary, and his father had been completely fooled by the other party. It was damn frustrating for Kwam to even think about it. After all, his father had actually spent $15 billion to buy a poison that had eventually taken his very own life. If this transaction were to be exposed to the public, this would really be the most unjust transaction of the century. Kwam felt that if Alex was humane, he would actually help him kill his brother in exchange for the $15 billion. However, he never expected this guy to open his mouth and ask him for another $1 billion instead. Did he really think that he owned a bank?